Hey, my name is Cameron Beck with Eclipse Lighting and Grip, and today we're going over the Gemini 2x1 Soft. Now, some key things to remember here. In the LED space, you're going to hear a lot of things. You're going to hear hard, soft, panel, light matte, all these other terminologies. We're going to go over some of those things right now. So this is a 2x1 panel, in the same vein, in the same family of like a sky panel, vortex, a lot of those other lights. Now, when you hear the terminology soft, when you hear the terminology hard, that is going into the context of the type of light it's giving out, the harshness of the source. And to make that into more simple terms, that would be into the context of shadows. How hard your shadow is, how clean your shadow is. It's almost as if when it's a bright sunny day and you take your hand and put it over the pavement and you see that clean cut shadow, that is a hard source because technically it's very, very far away. Now this is a soft panel because there is a diffusion in front of it, basically making it one larger source in comparison to other things in the making. Now, let's come in a little closer and get into the details of the 2x1 Soft. So one of the really nice things that I like about this unit that sky panels don't have in particular is that the interface is on the bottom. And sky panels have remotes that are an additional 500 or like 600 bucks that you can add, but I've always really enjoyed this on the bottom because let's think about it. If the light's stuck up and you're all the way down here trying to work on it, it's just really intuitive to have it right here like that. Now, these wheels right here, you have your green shift. That's going to basically just shift plus or minus green. This is really useful if you're trying to match with, let's say a grungy basement or a hospital where the fluorescent overhead lights might shift more towards green or shift more towards magenta. And in the gel space, you can use plus green and or minus green for that. So the next dial over is your CCT. That's your color temperature. This unit goes all the way up to 10,000 if I'm right. There you go. Yeah, 10,000. And then all the way down to 28 if I'm correct. 27. So that's 27. So that it is a pretty wide range on that front. When it comes to color rendition, I've loved this panel. I mean, honestly, the light panel Gemini is one of my favorite 2x1 sources because it's light. Like I can menace this out and not worry about anything breaking or it being like super, like just a little excessive, compared to a sky panel or vortex, which is very, very hot. And not on top of that, it's just a heavy source. On top of that, it's also just a very, very heavy light. So back onto the bottom of this. On this last one right here, you have your dim. This does go all the way down to 0.1, and then, just walk up to 100. So something you'll notice about these lights that when I first got into doing all this stuff, I didn't really realize is that the way you twist the dial is going to affect how much it goes up and down. It's, forgot the terminology of it, but if you twist really fast, it might give you a more minute change, or if you twist really slow, it might start jumping in higher increments. So that is just something to be mindful of when you are trying to, walk up a light or walk down a light and all those other different things. So back here, you will also have some presets. You can go straight to 2700 and just kind of get preset little things going. So they're like, hey, make it at 4,000 Kelvin right now. Boom. It's one click of the button. So another great thing about this unit, it's a full RGB source. That means you have access to every color that you could ever imagine. It's really fun. So how you access that is you're going to come here to menu. You're going to go down to color modes, go to color, go to HSI, and then make sure your saturation's up at 100. It's that one. So then you can actually access the full world of that. And then you can go to your hue, and that is how you walk through all the different colors inside of the light. On set, you're going to be asked to make effects a lot of the time. Go down to your effects mode, and you have all these different ones to choose from. Emergency, fire, fireworks, hue burst, lightning. And one thing that I really like about this unit in particular, that I've used a lot of other times, is that this unit has a fairly intuitive system when it comes to customizing your effects. There was a music video that I DP'd, and we wanted it to look like the emergency system was going off. Like there was a eerie tone about the place. So we set a 1x1 soft to a pulsing mode and then gave it, we programmed it to pulse red. And when it was pulsing red, it looked like the emergency lights as a hospital were going off. So that was something that I was really pleased with when working in this unit, and that I've always really enjoyed. You do have XLR, so you can DMX this. You can use a rat pack system. You can use a lot of other tools in that space. My bad. The fan on this unit is also very quiet. There is an issue sometimes with other units to where when the fan kicks in, it becomes loud, unusable. The sound guy's like, "What's that noise I'm hearing?" And you're like, "Not my light." So something to be mindful of if you are using, especially older units that maybe have more outdated systems, and when the fan kicks on, it's very audible. Just be very aware of that. And that's all we have today for this little crash course video of the Gemini 2x1 Soft.